Josh Lambo now ready to put this one in the air. And off we go from Lincoln Financial Field. That'll be taken in the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line.
I don't know why I scared, but that's ISO every time. What the fuck?
Now it's the Boise State alum, Jay Ajayi. And that closed up quickly there as he gets it up only to about the 17. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Call it. Good game, baby, man. Good hard fucking game.
Come on, everyone, down, down.
On 2nd down, here's Wentz.
Yeah,
it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll learn the first set of downs.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
This formation is no threat. Give me that.
Now it's a tie. Only a couple there, so he'll be brought down about the 28.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
It was open.
Hang in there now. Hang in there now.
No. Who I was gonna throw it to, I was.
Now Wentz throwing on 2nd down.
Yeah, no, but I was gonna look at it. That was looking turn around and grab it. Your dude was way ahead.
Good for 17 and a first down.
Oh, good pass. But you need to come get it. God damn,
some space and kind of body people
yeah,
away.
way back there and turn your ass around.
This guy, he's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
Get that, boy. Sad. I didn't let that shit go down like that. This time, hell no. You know what I'm gonna get that offensive line, right?
And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44.
Oh,
that's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
All right, quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers put their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the Raiders are turning on that other sideline as a play caller. You're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them.
He dropped it in there so
between the
pretty.
2nd and the 3rd level.
Wentz to throw on 2nd down.
Good play by the defense.
He did on the dive. Nice grab. 18 yards on his first catch of the game. It's a first down.
Every coach we ever talk to says to his team before the game, quick start, guys. Let's get out of the gate fast. How about that? They took his lesson to heart, didn't they?
They did exactly that. A nice diamond catch here in the game's opening drive. To throw, it's Wentz. And close free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from there.
Yeah, win that turnover. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get
one, defensive teams
they come in bunches.
Now they're coming up on play number 8 of this opening drive, but they're looking at a 3rd and long.
Okay. Let's go down here and get 3 points. Oh, shit.
Shotgun now for Wentz.
need y'all to pick it up and run 7
It's his
yards.
first catch, and
At
it'll
least
be
second
good for
one.
15
Pick it up
and
and
a
run
first
7
down.
yards. At least
Nice
second
job
one.
keeping that opening drive alive, and they're in plus territory, that part of the field where you really want to convert on third down. They did.
Big-time pickup for them, and now
Get your ass
I
up.
think
Get
the
over.
aggressive play callers think to themselves,
4
this
yards.
part of the
Okay.
field, I take my shot at the end zone. Because the closer you
Yeah.
get to the end zone, the field gets condensed. It makes it a lot tougher to run those routes. You still got a chance to actually run past people right
You
now.
know,
Take your shot at the end zone early in the down and distance count.
that way, man. Good game, though.
Let's go.
Good game.
Here's a Johnny. They'll get it inside the red zone, but only for a couple down to the 19.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the...
What the fuck is this?
Tee off on your quarterback makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Wentz going to try and throw on third. Steps away to his left. He may try and run for this. The decision to tuck and run gets him 3, but that's not enough. Now it's 4th. And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th. On the ground with a tight end, going absolutely nowhere. They'll wind up losing a yard or 2. He only needed a yard, but he couldn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. And this defense holds firm here on the opening drive of the night. Bortles leads the Jags up 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line. The first carry for Leonard Fournette. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
And this is why aggressive
Don't
defensive
do it, don't do
coordinators
it, don't
love to
do it.
blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
A handoff to Fournette. And he'll take this one up to about the 23. It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the first down marker, and now it's 3rd down. Running left is Fournette. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down. Great first drive defensively. 3rd and short, able to stuff the run.
And what it does is it gives not just confidence to your defensive players, it gives an overall feeling of, okay, we've established things here early. We can carry this throughout the game.
Now on 4th down here, that pass knocked away and incomplete.
I don't know why you would do that. It's almost guaranteed points the other way. I mean, I get it if it's a late game situation, maybe even 4th and inches. But boy, that's a huge risk to take.
Yeah, now they're set up in prime position going the other way.
You catch a shit like that, nigga. You better be wide.
This is a
Open
Johnny.
that time.
And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case. That play got bottled.
Wentz to throw, escaping the pressure right. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. Miles Jack in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. Eagles coming up here on a 3rd and long, so Wentz and company with some work to do after the sack. Wentz now to throw. And Jeffrey's got it. And he carries this one all the way down to the 9. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up the 1st and goal.
We're used to seeing the guy that you consider the #1 receiver double covered, but how about this guy? He's double covered.
crazy as fuck. The fuck you jumping in the air for, man?
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
They get it to him running left. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. And now the Jags defense deciding to call a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. Now wins. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
So still no touchdowns in the first half, but we do have some action on the scoreboard with the field goal. So
maybe now the mentality changes in this game because anytime you can get to the red zone, and if you don't come away with 6 points, you feel like it's a disappointment. In a game like this one, being able to kick field goals means you're right there, and then you're just looking for that big break to take you over the top.
And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
Bortles leads the Jags up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Now Leonard Fournette. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Nigel Bradham brings him down. Bortles. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. So 1:56 to play in this first half. We'll come back to Philadelphia after this. They'll run with Fournette, and he's going to take this one up only to about the 44-yard line. And credit the tackle to Derek Barnett. Now the Jags are moving quickly in the hurry-up. This is Fournette. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. That one good for a gain of 13 for Jacksonville and a first down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. On 1st and 10, here's Bortles. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they do get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. A really nice gain of 25 yards. They'll try to punch it in with Fournette. And he'll take this one in for a Jags touchdown. A great effort there. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Jags are able to cash in for 6. Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. The Eagles offense now, they head back on the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. To throw is Wentz. And an alley to run. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Now it's the all-purpose back. This is Darren Sproles. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. There for the tackle, the former Wisconsin Badger, Leon Jacobs. Now they'll throw it. Wentz. He's going to launch this thing right into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked by Ronnie Harrison. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette, and he'll be tackled at about the 35. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call.
Let's go, let's go.
A handoff, Fournette running left. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I. And now due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the second half. The Jaguars in possession of the lead, and they will get the football as we are underway in the second half. Out come the Jaguars now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies, try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
On second down, here's Fournette. And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on third down?
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
Every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's fourth down. They'll go with a big bank for it. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert.
Sunday. Punch right. All good. Spread right, 72. Underthrow.
Fournette, a first down carry. And across the midfield stripe into Eagle territory. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
Yo, garbage ass. You got fatigue off. Trash ass nigga. Thought I was stupid.
Let's go. Hey, spread right.
Now Fournette. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. Timmy Jernigan, the Florida State man, in on the stop.
Brandon, one thing about blitzes, they really confuse offensive linemen at times, and what you have to do is lock in on the guy right in front of you. If you don't, you saw the end result. Defensive tackle ended up making the play.
Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
Punch right. Spread right, 72.
Right back to him on first down. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it, because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
Lucy.
Now they'll throw it. Bortles. A throw left side, complete to his receiver, Westbrook. Touchdown, Jaguars. A big play there. 43 yards. And the Jaguars add 6 to their lead. A good, sustained drive there in this third quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. He'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. So here are the Eagles now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
And he'll find some space up to about the 25. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down. They fake the give. Now Wentz into double coverage, and it's intercepted. picked off by Tashawn Gibson. And his guys are going to take
Yo,
over
garbage
at
ass.
the
I see why you've been running from me. Garbage
So that's
ass.
back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Fournette on the counter. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Brought down by Nate Gehrig.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
They'll run it again with Fournette. And he'll get about 3 as he's brought down to the 28.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. The Jaguars on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Fournette. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
And Lambeau will put this one through, and they will stretch the lead now to 17-3. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but it's still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we're having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And if we kept having a rough patch, he said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. Forced out to his left. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. Blair Brown in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10. Eagles coming up here on a 3rd and long, so Wentz and company with some work to do after the sack. From the gun, it's Wentz. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. I want to go back to something you said in the first quarter about winning.
Is it a positive?
It is a positive.
Okay.
About winning the turnover battle as a visiting team, as an underdog. You were right. They've done just that, and look where it's gotten them.
It's part of the formula. When you go on the road, as you mentioned, being an underdog, winning the turnover battle is a big key, and this one's playing out in this one.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. And now the Jags defense deciding to call a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Now Wentz got to have this one. Going up top. And that is incomplete. Doug Pedersen's guys come up empty here on 4th down. And now possession will go over inside the 15-yard line. Bortles on the give to Fournette. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Brandon, you know how many times we've done games, and at the start of the fourth quarter, we see both teams hold up the 4 fingers, fourth quarter is ours. Well, how about this drive? You saw the 4 fingers for 4-minute offense. This offensive line has really hunkered down and established themselves.
Now, this is where they say, put the game on our shoulders, we'll lead the way, right?
No doubt about it. And let me tell you, if you're a running back, all you want to do is get behind those big fellas, have a little vision, and find some space.
And a solid way to do that on the first play of the drive there. On 3rd down, Fournette. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. And now the Eagles going to signal for a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. And Lambeau will put this one through. And that will extend their lead even further. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down. But don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And last time, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. We'll see if they can pick themselves up off the mat and do better this go-around.
Sometimes I have this vision of coaches writing notes to themselves before a game, and sometimes that note says, be aggressive, stay aggressive. Maybe that's what we saw in the last possession.
Yeah, they were very aggressive. This time, will it result in points? We'll find out. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Wentz now on 1st down. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked by Ronnie Harrison. There he goes left side. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them into the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. And it's a short kick taken out beyond the 20. And they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line.
14, 82, 14.
They'll start out on the ground with Sproles. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Working from the gun, Wentz. Flushed out right. Stays on his feet. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd.
They certainly thought they had him surrounded and probably thought they were going to get him on the ground and get the sack, but he was able to elude that. And even though it threw it incomplete downfield, if you're a defensive back, you're loving the pressure that you're seeing from your front.
Now Wentz. That ball's caught. Aguilar right side. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. Boy, not deterred from those first 2 failed attempts. They're going to go a 3rd time here on 4th down.
Shorty.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Now he's forced out left. And he hits his man, Matthews. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. Wentz now on 1st down. 20! Jeffrey wheels it in over the middle. And oh, so close as he takes it all the way to the 2-yard line. Wentz finding his favorite receiver, Jeffrey, on a big one. 43 yards. They'll try to run with a J. And he gets halfway there, down to the 1-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal.
Do you think after that last run they're thinking to themselves,
and he's in for an Eagles touchdown. Jay Ajayi punching it in from a yard away. And the Eagles make some inroads here on that deficit. Now Wentz going to lead the Eagles up to go for 2. Wentz going to throw. He's got it. So they convert the 2. That keeps their slim hopes alive as we're back to a 2-score game. So 2 scores down. Time definitely not an ally, but here comes the onside kick. And the Jaguars are going to cover this one up. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. They'll step off the 5 yards.
Yeah, partner, you know, defensive end, he wants to get into the offensive backfield. He wants that get off to be as fast as possible. A little too quick on that one.
After the penalty, it's Fournette. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game.
Here we go. Lucy.
Again, it's Fournette. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds remaining in the football game.
Mike, 53, Mike. Hey, let's go. Trips left.
Here's a give at Fournette. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. It's a gain of 5, but it'll lead to a 4th down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Let's go. And we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. I don't think you got it, son. Take four. Punch right.
They'll run for it with Fournette. That one a backbreaker as they wind up converting there on 4th. Now a final chance to stop it here as a timeout comes in with 10 seconds left in the game. Bortles going to throw here. Rush coming, and he's taken down. 2nd and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack. And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining. So after the sack here, 2nd and 14. The pitch to Fournette. And he'll take this for a short gain on what will prove to be the final play of this ball game.